What's up, Digidestins? This is Kyle D, better known as RideMyAvatar, and did you hear the bell? That means it's Friday Market Watch. So without further ado, let's dive in this video, let's talk about it, and enjoy. First off, we had a major buyout in the I Am Mako alternate art. It is completely gone off the market. People have bought it at the $25 range, so that means probably, if you are watching this and there's listings now, that means there's probably like in the $30 to $40 range very easily. Some crackpot will probably do $100, but we won't talk about that. We're looking at 15 euros. They had a massive buyout as well, just because of the Beelzemon starter deck with the Advance Deck, shall we say. There was no mention of the I Am Mako reprint there, but the deck is actually looking pretty strong, and it has another Blast Mode variant to be looking out for. Death X is alternate arts is just still going up. People are willing to pay the $114 sticker price. Stuff like that is very interesting to me. That is very important to notice. Outside of that, just a really good card in all general. Excuse me, go back there. We're looking at $70 on the Europe side, which is not bad. I think the card is just a very powerhouse Digimon. It is a boss in itself. It just, conditions are very easy to meet to play him. Is easily removed, but he's a big boss Digimon. 15,000 DP, most Digimon won't be able to swing into it very easily. And it helps control board where most decks just, if they don't have the removal right away, you're kind of screwed. Bellastar looking like $50 on the damage foiled, but about 68. Okay. Bellastar is just holding up, and that's all she's going to do. About 47. The thing about the deck is I don't think it's going to do crazy well next format. It did well in the format before because best of ones is a lot easier for Bellastar to go off and handle the board state. It's once you start getting into best of threes, that's when you kind of know what your opponent's doing. You already devise the game plan and stuff like that. It's when the beginning of it takes some time to realize what you're going about. So best of one, it's just very much, it's a better deck. Best of three, the deck struggles. Death Xmon looking like $69. Hold off. I mean, yes, it's a great card. It's going to help out, but I don't think it's always necessary for Death X to be in the deck. That is just my opinion, but we'll have to see. About 52 euros. Not terrible. Greymon from Gen Con, looking at the $100 mark. Outside of that, people are starting to list them because they are starting to get their copies in. I mean, hey, if you got it, sell it. I think $100 for it is not bad. No listings on Europe. Digimon finalists, we're looking at $90. These are the reason why we go into tournaments, our regionals and stuff like that. Winning these kind of things is what makes our money back a bit. And that's kind of important. One of these can easily make your money back tenfold. And that's crazy, especially since it's $30 entry, 30, 60, and this since it's touching 90 now. That's basically 3 entries right there made back by one card. Outside of that, we're looking like 30 euros on the Europe side. Beelzemon Blast Mode is another card to keep on your radar. Depending on what the new Blast Mode does, or if I don't think this card is on reprint watch. So I feel like this card is one of those cards you want to have on the back burner. Make sure you have like maybe 1 to 2 just in case, depending on what the starter deck one does. They look like the starter decks are weirder conditions of what's already there. So I don't know what's going to happen, but we'll see. About 50 bucks. So not bad. I expect it to climb depending on what the trial decks reprints are. 50 euros, kind of just about that. Beelzemon Blast Mode, the regular art is coming down actually. It's been buying in the $30 range, which is fine by me. Holding in the 30 is not terrible, but we're looking at 30 bucks roughly. I'm going to be quite honest with you. Like I said, have a maybe 1 to 2 on hand and then just wait, because whatever the blast mode does in the advanced deck might be on par with what this is already doing. Looking like 32 euros, not bad. Beelzemon from the Digital Hazard alternate art, holding up at, $39, maybe closer to 40 bucks, I would call it. It's holding up. The card is going to be good, even going into that advanced deck. I won't be surprised if this starts climbing up more. The reason for that is because we have the advanced deck, and we're already starting to see some of the cards. About 30 euros, not terrible. Beelzemon is looking like a $32 card. Expect this card to crash and burn. They already announced that it is a reprint in that set, and it has another alternate art. So, since we have the BT2, Itmon, and this one having foiled versions and alternate, and this secret has an alternate art on top of its other printing, which is another alternate art in itself. It's the first secret reprint, I think. Like, massively easy to get secret. So just keep that in the back of your mind. This card is going to tank. And I wouldn't be surprised if this reaches like 20 bucks by next week. We're looking like 24 euros. Not terrible. Suzanomon is probably a card you want to have on your back burner. The reason for that is make sure you just keep 2 of them or something like that, just in case you need them for whenever hybrid comes back up. I feel like right now it's going down, but we don't know what's going to happen in the future. So just keep that on radar. 10 euros, not terrible. Black Wargreymon alternate art is still on the up climb. It's holding around the $42 range, which is fine. But that backlash after the reveals and stuff like that, this card just climbed like crazy. And it's still the only deck that deals with tamers well enough. So we're looking at 31 euros. I don't hate it. Dark Knightmon is on that up climb again. I warned you guys about this earlier, that this will go back up. And right now we are 1, 2, 3, 4 cards away from being a $36 card very easily. So just keep that going for yourself, because I really promise you this card will keep climbing. 17 euros, not bad on the Europe side. I mean, they're pretty close to being bought out as well, but hey, that's just the nature of the game. Skull Knightmon Cavalier mode. I mentioned this a while ago, just to keep this on your radar. This card is starting to climb up. I give it probably by next week or so. This might be on buyout status. So this might be like a $15, $20 card very easily. And it's very good in this Dark Knightmon deck. So it's not a card you should be sleeping on. 6 euros, $6. Metal Greymon Altarius mode. This card is still on the down climb, which is good. I wouldn't be surprised once we hit BT10 and the lack thereof this card being like meta super relevant. Yes, we have Wargreymon is still playable. It got one new card in the X Antibody department, and that's Omnimon X Antibody. But it's still Altarius mode at the end of the day. Is still only played in one deck. I mean, Black Wargreymon sometimes plays it, but with the new stuff, this card is probably going to see its way out once we hit BT11, so I wouldn't be surprised if this tanks. Foiled one on the Europe side is about $14, not terrible. Magnamon X Antibody, keep this going for yourself. You might want to have 1 to 2 copies. This is the alternate art. This is a $20 card for the alternate art, but if you want a max rarity blue flare, it might be smart to have a Magnamon X Antibody on hand, especially once you get to EX3. It just helps mitigate some damage and helps add some extra protection. We're looking at 18 euros. I don't hate it. Diabormon alternate art for Classic Collection, $20 right now. This is just a friendly reminder. Make sure you have at least 2 copies on deck. is just the best call. 2 to 3 copies just in case when they announce the Digimon X antibody stuff, that's when this card will probably climb up fast. So it's just keep this on your radar. Pick up 1 copy a week every paycheck if you want, and that'll make sure you have enough. About 14 euros. I don't hate it. Omnimon Merciful Mode is been slightly bumping, like going up little by little. The reason for this is because we do have the not Diabormon. Sorry, I have Diabormon on the brain. They have the Reaper security control list that actually plays 3 of this card. So it might be beneficial to keep this thought there. Just something to look out for. About 14 euros. It is what it is. Pydomon. This card is the alternate art. So we do have the Judges promo one, I think, if I remember correctly. And then it's regular art. But we also have this version. So this one is a little more accessible. People don't really like Judge-related cards. But that's just my opinion. They are foiled, and this one is not. Looking like 11 euros. About 5 euros. Sorry, $11 and 5 euros, $5. Wizardmon promo. Do not buy this. If you guys are waiting for the advanced deck, this is in the advanced deck. Do not waste your time and get that. Like, this card is there. Just let it tank. Let this fall. This card will probably be a $5 card sooner than later. So do not invest into it. Not a strong investment. 5 euros. Yeah. Jamming Veemon actually got another printing announced. It is an alternate art that is for the event packs in Japan right now, which we'll get when we get closer to BT11. So just keep that in mind that Jamming Veemon is getting a reprint, so expect this to start trickling down lower and lower. Expect it probably to be like $8 at one point again. Hopefully it goes down to 5. I would really appreciate that. But 7 euros, $7. Galamon Crimson Mode saw a little bit of a down climb. It is holding in the $28 range, which I don't blame it. It's going to hold there. It's just how the deck goes. I don't see any reason for it not to be this expensive. It's a 2 copy in the deck. So we could see this is what Jesmon GX might be for value. But this was also a side set, which is very different. And the chase cards were the, the secrets, while this one isn't about the secrets. So hopefully we'll see what happens there. About 29 euros, $29. Izzy and Joe is looking like a $4 card. Not terrible. Make sure you get a couple copies, especially going forwards. It really does help out. Nope. We're not even going to bring you up to address that then. Akuamon. So this card, we know this card has been on a down slope because the deck isn't doing crazy stuff. Let it go down to 10, and then that's when you should pick up your 4 copies. Do not pick up before then. 9 euros, $9. I think 10 is acceptable. Greymon, the official tournament pack 06, Next Adventures. We're looking at $5. Remember this card being like $25 on like original launch? I did. Now this card is just tanking. People are just getting away from Alphamon because they're afraid of the ban list. About 2 euros. Not terrible. Sora and Joe box toppers. We're looking like $5. I don't hate it. Pretty solid there, $5. Make sure you get this because you are going to be dealing with none other than the blue flare stuff, and blue flare needs this at least 3. Make sure you get your copies. Looking at a $3, €3 card. Not terrible. Pokemon box toppers are at $5. This is what people will say is the max rarity. We do have the Digifest one, and then we have the regular one. But if you go by full arts, this is your max rarity. So $6 is not bad. Close to $5, $6 is not bad. Europe side, though, looking like a $2 hot card. I would love for $2 here. Dark Knightmon from Next Adventures. If you have just some of these laying around in your binder, might be a good time to start thinking about moving them. Give it time. Like, once BT10 hits and after the first event is like going to be like its make or break point. Similar to what I mentioned when Okuamon was a card. When that first came out, I warned you guys right away about it, was that the card's it can't hold that monumentally high price if it doesn't top. So Dark Knightmon might suffer the same fate, but we'll have to see. Looking at it, we're looking at €5. I don't hate it. Thomas is coming down a little bit. He's trying to hold that $3 mark, but I don't know if it'll hold that long. I expect it to drop. We're looking like 20 cents, 20.20 euros. Not bad at all. Systemon Seal has just been going up and up, and she is on a $60 drug high. She is expensive, boys and girls. $18, 18 euros. Crazy how expensive she is. Systemon Blanc is in the $40 range, and she's slowly creeping up that way. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 copies away from basically being in the same range as the other Systemon Seal. So just know that you missed your timing and opportunity on this. Better off just waiting now to max rarity, because there's no point in doing it. 18 euros. Justimon Blitzarm. Make sure you have this. We're just ticking time bombs here, especially when you get GX going, and especially once we get that card. Expect this card to climb up. Just have your copies. $10 is not a bad buy-in. Outside of that, nothing too crazy. About 5 euros. I don't hate it here. Rena. This card, remember, $4. She is coming down fast. Outside of that, there's nothing to expect out of this. I mean, she helps searches your deck, so I don't know if she'll hold or not, but we'll have to see. About 2 euros. Ryudamon. Remember this card being like $40 at a time? I told you guys, once that restriction and everybody started wanting to move their stuff out, might be a good time to start trying to max rarity that Alphamon deck that you wanted to, because these cards are getting cheap, and all it takes is another wave of support and this stuff just fires back up. So it's just a ticking time bomb here. About 16 euros. Not terrible. Ancient Garurumon is another card that is kind of on that seesaw action here. It's going to really depend on what the next wave of hybrid support happens to be. If it focuses on getting to ancient stuff more and benefiting on the ancients, this might see some more probable play. Just something to keep on your back burner. We're looking at 13 euros. I don't hate it. $13, $13 on both ends. So just something to make sure you have it on. Greymon, remember this card being like $14, $21 at one point? We're back down to the $7 range. People aren't keeping on to it anymore, since it doesn't even look like most people are playing Gazes and other stuff to slow you down anymore. So just something to less worry about. About 4 euros. Hey, it is what it is. Gabumon Bonds of Friendship is another card you should keep on your radar. This card is due for more support, and what I mean by that is to speed up everything. I feel like we are waiting on more Bonds of Friendship stuff, because it's only had one wave of support, and this is kind of overdue, in my opinion. Looking like $12. So make sure you have your copies if you expect any of future support. 9 euros, not terrible. Kari is just in and out of a meta when she chooses to be. As long as security control is going to be good, especially should be good next format, I feel like she's going to be viable then, and expect her to hold the range of $3. Not bad. And Daigo, you buddy boy spiked up, and that was just because of Primitive. Primitive's top list, only played like 2 of this. I don't know if I justify this price range, though. I really don't. I mean, it's security control, so yes, it punishes when an opponent's Digimon becomes unsuspended during your main phase. You may suspend this tamer, gain a memory. I mean, especially since this punishes and they unsuspend, and if you gave them 1, instantly resets it to 0, so now they have less memory to play with without passing turn and giving you a bunch more. So that's just something to think about. Looking like €1.12, $1.10. So, I mean, it is what it is at this point. Daigo's a solid, good tech card. So, what did you guys think of the Market Watch? Let me know down in the comments. Hopefully, you guys stay safe, stay healthy, and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. It really does help with the algorithm, pushes the video further and further as we go, and I want to be Mr. Market Watch. So, without further ado, I'll catch you next video. Peace!